is a subject matter. A subject matter that's very, very, very important. The subject matter is about the stage and phase of where each and every being is as they look to the idea of where they're going. The meditation of where we should be is determined by the nature of energy that we indulge in, that we consume of, that we glorify, that we manifest as a being. The other day, a few of my youth were asking a question that's very important. And this question, the ancestor said, must be answered clearly today. There's no and, if, and buts about the fact that we are birthed into a destiny. But the destiny is real simple. The destiny is the nature of energy that we indulge in. A destiny of divine order or a destiny of toxic reality. A destiny of supreme truth or a destiny of self-deified fallacy. As we walk the path of life, we must all begin to comprehend that we are determining our destiny by the nature of energy that we indulge in, that we consume of, that we activate within our mental, physical, spiritual state of being. But we have to be clear. Spirit is a nature of energy. There is clearly divine spirit conscious energy. There is clearly sacred, ancestral, masculine and feminine spirit. But there is a toxic spirit of existence. When talking about the ancestral telling of a Sa, a Set, and Nebuchadnezzar, we take note that a Sa, a Set, and Nebuchadnezzar represented the unified presence, the bond of masculine and feminine energy within a holistic living oneness, he and she. Everything must be comprehended based upon energy. The energy that manifests the self-deified nature that has become dominant and predominant on the planet right now. Set, Sutik, Satan. The energy that is often referred to as the devil, Lucifer, Satan, and the jinn. The energy that one holds deep within his or her existence when one focuses on self-deified individualism. The truth of the matter is divine order or toxic reality, supreme truth or self-deified fallacy. And once we can get that clear within our consciousness, we can begin to move forward within a stage and phase of resurrecting humanity. And we're facing a particular phase of time that is nobody's joke. For about the last 36 years that I and I have been talking about, 9/18/27, when in Africa, and I talked about 9/18/27 in Asia, 9/18/27 in Europe, 9/18/27 within the continental USA and the Caribbean and the rest of our great magnificent planet, Mother Earth. 9/18/27. And as it has been spoken, so it is now coming to pass. We must begin to comprehend what that means and to know clearly that we, as the divine and sacred few, must focus on divine, socioeconomic, family, community order. To fuel and feed and nurture and take care of a generation next, we must focus on the holistic living reality that we have been given all that we need to be given by the most supreme seen and unseen essence of masculine and feminine energy. And that as such, we have manifested upon this earth within a seen presence as man, he, and she. We must comprehend that all the elements of life resurrecting energy has been provided for us. We must be clear that the first Genesis nature is encoded in each and every one of us. That we are indeed a manifestation of a sacred garden culture presence as divine children of the sun. And we must honor and adore that sacred garden culture from which we come. If we choose not to do that, then we change our destiny. If we choose not to do that, then we have changed our natural and innate destiny as a manifestation of humanity. And this is what's going on the planet. There's a disconnection. You see, it's very difficult to reason with divine order from malnourished mind. It's very difficult to reason with holistic living reality when the brain is depleted and devitalized. Okay. And where we're at right now, the idea is it's all about me, I, myself, deified individualism. And that determines a destiny. As we see up on our planet right now, we're facing some serious challenges. Not to joke. The individualistic nature has no ability to resolve the problems of humanity. And we're talking about karma, not conspiracy. We're talking about the idea of destiny. What would be the destiny of a self-deified nature? What would be the destiny of a self-deified nature, if not a dead end? When we begin to focus our energy on doom and gloom, Armageddon, and all these different kinds of things, it becomes very clear that we're focused from the nature of those who have professed and claimed and maintained self-deified individualism. Self is focused on self. Individualism focuses on individualistic nature of glorifying itself. Therefore, the divine union of masculine and feminine energy, the sacred presence of he and she, becomes taunted, spit in the face of, ignoring the divine union of masculine and feminine energy. Therefore, Mother Earth becomes a challenge. To rip and strip mine her is simply a self-deified decision. To satisfy the glory of that self for that moment that drops dead and rot and corrode because a dead end is its manifest destiny. The idea of chopping down the trees, the idea of herding the animals and spreading them for the sake of consuming of them and ignoring the fruits of the tree of life, ignoring the divine order of humanity. No matter what you think and how you see it, you got to begin to comprehend that we are seen and unseen. And we have the ability from the most supreme unseen to manifest within the physical presence of he and or she. Divine union manifests destiny. Do you be of that self-deified nature? Is this very hard to consume within that individualistic state of reasoning? And if so, recognize that you have made a choice for your destiny. And that the destiny of an individualistic nature, the destiny of self, is a lone one nature. Selling one's soul to the devil, as they say. Selling one's soul to the ego-driven self is what it really is. And then pointing your finger of blame. It is very clear as we face these days and times, and we will all become very clear on it, except those who have made an oath of self-deified individualism. The children of the sun, the children of Mother Earth, must begin to emerge into a divine union. Oneness, he and she. Not one self-deified individuality. And as we emerge into this divine union of masculine and feminine energy, man, he and she, one thing will be clear, that we are children of the sun, and we must manifest into divine order. We must emerge into divine social, economic, family community. The Quantum Mighty First Genesis Tribe is simply here to lay forth an example. Our responsibility is to manifest, not in theory, but in practice. Not to be superficial, surface, artificial, but to be the real deal, live and in living color. Not to live in some kind of space and place where we pretend, but to get totally in touch with Mama Nature within her manifesting glory, and to enjoy the fruits of the trees of life, to till the soil, to harvest, and to go through all the exchanges of detoxing, purging, and healing that is necessary, the revealings that comes forward through supreme eldership, so that we can be a divine example for a divine and sacred few. This is what we're here for. This subject matter was about destiny. This subject matter is about who we be and the nature of energy that we must consume to manifest within holistic living destiny. And it is a very challenging subject matter because man, he and she, is a product of his and her environment. And man, he and she, is a creature of habit. And these are the times, the challenges, where man, he and she must emerge back into a divine, holistic living, unified presence. Prophecy 9:18-27. We must prepare a pathway for the divine and sacred few, the generation next, who shall manifest and continue forward into and through prophecy 2027. There's a lot that we need to focus on. At this particular point in time, I'm feeling 25, 35, 100 different kinds of linguistic expressions, and it becomes a serious challenge to express the nature of a love supreme that we need to be focused on at this point in time. We can no longer ignore the divine union of man, he and she. We know clearly that we manifest out of the divine union of man, he and she. We recognize that we are birthed from the Mother Spirit as we are birthed from Mother Earth. We recognize that the solar rays pass forward a nature of energy that causes a supreme consummation, an ejaculation of a nature of energy similar to the nature of energy that is manifested within the man-child, he. And then when those energies come together, he and she, wholeness manifests. And out of that is birthed the divine children of the sun. This is where we have to be. We must refocus our channels of thought and reasoning and action. And this is a challenge that we must take for the survival of humanity. We're talking about karma, not conspiracy. Divine order or toxic reality. Supreme truth or self-deified fallacy. Comprehend white iron piecemealing. Dealing with the sacred ancestral feeling for the urgent need for whole life healing as we emerge into prophecy 2027 and cross the threshold of the door that leads into and through 2024, where the grim weeper is the gatekeeper. Within I, it is the devoted thought and reasoning, every glorified nature of who I be, sends a message to you. Take this very serious. You are more than just a physical presence. And we say to all of the children of the sun, regardless of race, creed, color, sex, national origin, be you blonde, bald, or nappy head, naughty dread, we're saying very clearly that there is a divine, natural, and innate calling for the children of the sun to re-emerge into our melanin-encoded presence. It's not I that's making that declaration. It's Father Ra, Mother Earth. For that is where we emerge from, regardless of the mastermind deceptions of self-deified individualistic glory. The holistic living reality is we are only supreme within the divine union of oneness. And within that divine union of oneness as masculine and feminine energy, he and she has the ability to go forward and multiply divinity into every offspring and vibration of the generation next. Supreme truth, not self-deified fallacy. Divine order, not toxic reality. And this is where we must be. There is no time for the isms and schisms. It is ignorant to perpetuate racism when there's only one race of humanity that has manifested through the various life experiences of environment. And we are indeed a product of our environment. And the product of that environment within the different phases and stages of weather patterns and etc. has produced what it has produced. Because we had to survive those experiences to get to here. We have to survive the consciousness of what those experiences have shown us. The toxic states that those experiences have well and clearly identified. And we have to move into a divine union of masculine and feminine energy, he and she, beyond the isms and schisms of self-deified supremacy. We must comprehend destiny. And the destiny of who you be will be determined by the nature of energy you consume, you indulge in, you worship, you idolize, you glorify. The destiny of divine socioeconomic family community, the destiny of the divine union of masculine and feminine energy, the destiny of consuming of the fruits of the tree of life, the destiny of going forward and multiplying divinity into every offspring and vibration of the generation next through divine socioeconomic family community order, or the destiny of self-deified individualism, where I, me, mine is the crowning glory into a dead end. This is where we at. Madasi. Thank you. In the name of the Most Supreme, and the Spirit of the Most Supreme, and the essence of the Most Supreme, masculine and feminine energy of divine order. We, the Quatermani First Genesis tribe, say Madasi.